11 days, 4 nations, and one unfiltered message that has sent shockwaves through global corridors of power. Pope Leo XIV has just wrapped up his historic African tour since his election in May 2025. And it wasn't the quiet ceremonial visit many expected. He called it a pilgrimage of the peripheries, a journey to the edges of the world to speak truth to power. But was this really a turning point for Africa? The journey began in Algeria. As an Augustinian, the Pope visited the ruins of Hippo, the home of St. Augustine. But the real headline was his visit to the Great Mosque of Algiers, a powerful gesture proving that coexistence isn't just a dream, it's a necessity. Then he went where few world leaders dare go, Bamenda, Cameroon, right into the heart of the Anglophone crisis. He didn't just offer prayers, he held a peace meeting, telling factions that peace is the only path to progress. For a few days, the world finally looked at a conflict it had forgotten.
The world is being ravaged by a handful of tyrants, yet is held together by a multitude of supportive brothers and sisters. They are the descendants of Abraham, as numerous as the stars in the sky and the grains of sand on the seashore. Let us look into each other's eyes. We are this immense people. Peace is not something we must invent. It is something we must embrace by accepting our neighbor as our brother and as our sister. The masters of war pretend not to know that it takes only a moment to destroy. Yet often, a lifetime is often not enough to rebuild. They turn a blind eye to the fact that billions of dollars are spent on killing, on devastation, yet the resources needed for healing, education, and restoration are nowhere to be found. Jesus told us, "Blessed are the peacemakers." But woe to those who manipulate religion in the very name of God for their own military, economic, or political gain, dragging that which is sacred into darkness and filth.
In Angola, the tone shifted to the economy. In the shadow of the Mugzima shrine, Pope Leo XIV spoke for the vulnerable, asking why a land so rich in oil and diamonds leaves its people so poor. But it was his final stop in Equatorial Guinea that really turned heads. Standing beside one of the world's longest-serving leaders, he denounced the lust for power and the colonization of minerals. He gave a voice to the voiceless in a closed-off state, with 40,000 people joining him in Malabo to hear a message of freedom.
Peace will truly reign among us, that as we release these white doves, symbol of peace, that God's peace will be upon all of us, upon this land, and keep us all united in His peace.
What was the real impact of his visit to Africa? First, it's a shift in power. With 250 million Catholic faithful across the continent, Africa is now the heart of Catholicism. Pope Leo made it clear Africa isn't just receiving aid, it's leading the way. Second, it proved that religious diplomacy can work where politics fails. And third, he honored the legacy of Pope Francis on the 1st anniversary of his passing by being a shepherd with the smell of the sheep, focusing on human rights and social justice. Before leaving Equatorial Guinea, he stopped at Bata Stadium. His message to the youth was simple: have courage. He spoke about the dignity of work, the challenges women face, and the beauty of family. He didn't just preach, he listened to their testimonies, calling them the treasure that will enrich his ministry as the successor of Peter. Pope Leo XIV leaves Africa with a message of hope and a call for justice. The question remains, will the leaders he challenged listen?